Hello, today we'll be talking about Exeggutor, the only evolution of Exeggcute, who evolves when given a leaf stone. This is true regardless of the region. If one wishes to consider Alolan Exeggutor the 103rd Pokémon, that version is the first Grass Dragon and Dragon-type Pokémon. Its previous PYC dates are June 8th, 1996, March 30th, 1999, January 18th, 2002, November 8th, 2004, August 30th, 2007, June 20th, 2010, April 10th, 2013, January 30th, 2016, November 20th, 2018, and September 10th, 2021. As someone who grew up with the idea of the tall palm trees, I found it weird that non-Alolan Exeggutor is fat instead of tall. It wasn't until I learned that there are different types of palm trees around the world that its design made sense. When Alolan Exeggutor was announced, I, like many people, found it funny and logical since Alola is based on Hawaii. I like the design of both versions. Like Diglett and Dugtrio, it seems that the design team made the colors darker for Alolan Exeggutor. Perhaps it's just that the non-Alolan Exeggutor image is older. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article.
Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today, we are talking about Exeggutor, the coconut Pokemon whose number is 103. This is Exeggutor, this is what it looks like, and this is Alolan Exeggutor, this is what it looks like. Types: as non-Alolan Exeggutor, it's Grass Psychic. As Alolan Exeggutor, it's Grass Dragon. Abilities: Chlorophyll as Exeggutor, and Frisk as Alolan Exeggutor. Regardless, its hidden abilities Harvest. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is Egg Group Grass. Hatch time 20 cycles. As non-Alolan Exeggutor, it's 6'7", or 2 meters and 264.6 pounds or 120 kilograms. As Alolan Exeggutor, it's 35 feet and 9 inches, 10.9 meters, and 916.2 pounds or 415.6 kilograms. Base experience yield is 212 in the first 4 gens and 186 in 5+. Leveling rate is slow, EV yield is 2, and special attack shape is that, footprint is that, Pokedex color is yellow, and base friendship is 70. Exeggutor is a dual-type Grass Psychic Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves from Exeggcute when exposed to a leaf stone. In Alola, Exeggutor has a dual-type Grass Dragon regional form. It evolves from Exeggcute when exposed to a leaf stone. All Exeggcute in Alola evolve into this form regardless of their origin. These Exeggutor can also be found in Blueberry Academy's terrarium. Biology: Exeggutor is a tall bipedal Pokemon that resembles a coconut tree or palm tree. Its body and legs are light brown with thin black rings, and its legs are thick with 2-toed feet. There is a light yellow paw pad on each foot's underside. It has thin green leaves sprouting from the top of its body. Exeggutor has 3 round light yellow heads that resemble coconuts, each with different facial expressions. Exeggutor's heads think independently and don't appear interested in one another, so it makes a lot of noise as each head speaks its mind. They still appear to get along, though, for they never squabble amongst themselves. If all heads want to go in a different direction, its body is unable to move. They are able to communicate telepathically as well, and sometimes use it to come to a joint decision. It uses psychic powers to fight, and since all 3 heads are capable, its power is tripled. If one of these heads grows too large, it falls off and groups together with others to become an Exeggcute. In the anime, Exeggutor has also been seen in groups of its own kind, meaning that it is not a solitary Pokemon. Exeggutor has been referred to as the walking tropical rainforest or the walking jungle. It can be sluggish during cloudy days due to the lack of sunlight, being the result of an evolution via evolution stone. Exeggutor is rarely found in the wild, though they can be found in forests and jungles. Exeggutor and its pre-evolved form, Exeggcute, are the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Barrage. Forms: Exeggutor has a regional form, Alolan Exeggutor. Due to the abundance of sunlight in the Alola region, the Exeggutor that live there grow over 5 times taller than those in other regions. The region is considered to be the best environment for Alolan Exeggutor. Alolan Exeggutor's neck is thinner and much longer, causing it to more closely resemble a coconut tree or tropical palm tree than its Cantonian counterpart, which resembles the shorter desert palm. It has a long tapering tail with 2 leaves and a 4th light green head on the tip. That head is not something I've ever noticed before. I always thought it was just another one of these heads, but I guess not. So we can see here in a concept art, Alolan Exeggutor, in comparison to its original counterpart, grows abundantly due to Alola's sun. So you can see the original versus the Alolan one. You can see a bunch of other concepts here. Little head, you can see it more detailed, and you can see how it's like sprouting from, in comparison to these. That's interesting. This extra head can also act on its own and defend the rear. The tail can use weak telepathy to scan the surrounding area. Its long neck can be used as a whip to attack enemies with its hard head. However, its neck can also be a weak point, as it will become dizzy swinging it around. Its increased height reduced its need for a psychic defense, and has instead awakened its draconic powers, resulting in its psychic powers becoming weaker. Ancient carvings and murals depict this Pokemon. Alolan Exeggutor is considered the pride of the Alola region by its natives. Alolans take pride in its appearance, claiming this is what Exeggutor ought to look like. Its extra height makes it the tallest and heaviest grass type. Alolan Exeggutor can be found on Exeggutor Island, a former trial site in Alola, which is not only shaped like an Exeggutor, but contains many wild Exeggutor, giving the island its name. They can also be found in the coastal biome of Blueberry Academy's terrarium, where Alola's island life is simulated. In Gen 7, Dragon Hammer was its signature move, but Tropius could still inherit it via breeding. Evolution: Exeggutor evolved from Exeggcute. In Alola, Exeggutor has a regional form that evolved from Exeggcute. So you can see that here, Exeggcute, Exeggutor, Alolan Exeggutor. Game data, Pokedex entries. In Gen 1, in Red and Blue, legend has it that on rare occasions, one of its heads will drop off and continue on as an Exeggcute. Yellow, its cries are very noisy. This is because each of the 3 heads thinks about whatever it likes. Stadium, each of the fruits is an independently thinking head. It is said that if one drops off, it becomes an Exeggcute. Gen 2, in Gold, its 3 heads think independently. However, they are friendly and never appear to squabble. Silver, if a head drops off, it emits a telepathic call in search of others to form an Exeggcute cluster. Crystal, living in a good environment makes it grow lots of heads. A head that drops off becomes an Exeggcute. Stadium 2 is Gold again. Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire. Exeggutor originally came from the tropics. Its heads steadily grow larger from exposure to strong sunlight. It is said that when the heads fall off, they grow together to form Exeggcute. Emerald, originally from the tropics, Exeggutor's heads grow larger from exposure to strong sunlight. It is said that when the heads fall, they grow to form an Exeggcute. Fire Red, it's called the walking tropical rainforest. Each of the nuts has a face and will of its own. Leaf Green is Red and Blues again. In Gen 4, in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it is called the walking jungle. If a head grows too big, it falls off and becomes an Exeggcute. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their gold and silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. In Gen 6, X is the gold entries. Y is the Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Gen 5 entries. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are their Ruby and Sapphire counterpart. In Gen 7, for non-Alolan Exeggutor, in Sun, each of its heads has its own will. They use telepathy to discuss their plans before coming to a joint decision. In Moon, when the time comes, one of its 3 heads falls off. Before long, the fallen head grows into an Exeggcute. Ultra Sun, it engages in its enemies using psychic powers. Each of its 3 heads fires off psychokinetic energy, tripling its power. Ultra Moon, each of its 3 heads has its own thoughts. When they want to go in different directions, Exeggutor becomes unable to move. The Let's Go Games entry is Yellows. For Alolan Exeggutor, in Sun, Alola is the best environment for this Pokemon. Local people take pride in its appearance, saying this is how Exeggutor ought to look. Moon, as it grew taller and taller, it outgrew its reliance on psychic powers, while within it awakened the power of the sleeping dragon. Ultra Sun, Exeggutor is the pride of the Alolan people. Its image is carved into historical buildings and murals. Ultra Moon, it swings its long neck like a whip and smacks its opponents. This makes Exeggutor itself dizzy too. In the Let's Go games, the strong sunlight of the Alola region has awakened the power hidden within Exeggcute. This is the result. In Gen 8 in Sword, each of Exeggutor's 3 heads is thinking different thoughts. That 3 don't seem to be very interested in one another. In Shield, when they work together, Exeggutor's 3 heads can put out powerful psychic energy. Cloudy days make this Pokemon sluggish. The Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl entry here is basically its Diamond and Pearl counterpart, but the quotes are gone. For Alolan Exeggutor in Sword, blazing sunlight has brought out the true form and powers of this Pokemon. Shield, this Pokemon's psychic powers aren't as strong as they once were. The head on this Exeggutor's tail scans surrounding areas with weak telepathy. In Gen 9, Scarlet is very similar to Fire Red's, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It is called the Walking Jungle. Each of the nuts has a face and a will of its own. Violet's is very similar to Red, Blue, and Leaf Green's, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It is said that on rare occasions, one of its heads will drop off and continue on as an Exeggute. For Alolan Exeggutor, Scarlet is very similar to Ultra Moon's, with slightly different, so I'll read it. It swings its long neck like a whip, and smacks its head into opponents. This makes Exeggutor itself a little dizzy too. Violet is the moon entry. So you can see Exeggutor in the Alola Pokedex, Alolan Exeggutor in the Alola Pokedex, and Exeggutor in the Blueberry Pokedex. So you get both of them. That's really nice. I've never seen that. They usually separate them if there's alternate forms and stuff. So that's really nice that they have both of them here. And also that they're like dancing or something, or that they're together in any case. Sort of, you know, making it clear that they don't actually like hate each other or have any sort of rivalry with each other or anything. It's kind of nice, honestly. Game locations, side game locations, in events. Held items, Exeggutor, Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for held item to appear. In red, blue, and yellow, you get a Bitterberry 100% of the time. Alolan Exeggutor doesn't have any items. Stats, base stats, Exeggutor. We will compare Gen 1 to 6 and Gen 7 onward. HP 95, that stays the same. Attack 95, that stays the same. Defense 85, that stays the same. Special attack 125, that stays the same. Special defense 65, that goes up to 75. Speed 55, that stays the same, for a total of 520 for this one, and 530 in this one. In the Gen 1 through 6 box here, we got a note. This Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 125. We will now compare Gen 7 onward with Alolan Exeggutor. So, 95, the same. That one's 95. This form is 105 for attack. Defense 85, that stays the same. Special attack, 125, that stays the same. Special defense, 75, that stays the same. Speed, 55, and 45 in this form, both with a total of 530. Pokethon stats. Type effectiveness, will compare Exeggutor and Alolan Exeggutor. So Exeggutor is damaged normally by normal, rock, steel, dragon, and fairy. So the only ones that stay are normal, rock, and steel for Alolan Exeggutor. Alolan Exeggutor is damaged normally by normal, fighting, rock, ghost, steel, fire, psychic, and dark. Exeggutor is weak to flying, poison, bug, ghost, fire, ice, and dark, all for double, except for bug, which is 4. Alolan Exeggutor is weak to flying, poison, bug, ice, dragon, and fairy, all for double, except for ice, which is for 4. Neither immune to anything. Exeggutor is resistant to fighting, ground, water, grass, electric, and psychic for half, while Alolan Exeggutor is resistant to ground, water, grass, and electric, all for a 4th except for ground, which is half. In the Exeggutor box here, there's notes. In Gen 1, the effectiveness of ghost type moves is 0, so from 0 to 2. Learn set by leveling up Exeggutor, because you can hypothetically have a level 1 Exeggutor. We'll read them all. So, it's another one of these. Okay. 1 Seed Bomb, Psyshock, Woodhammer, Leaf Storm, Mega Drain, Confusion, Synthesis, Bullet Seed, Giga Drain, Extrasensory, Uproar, Worry Seed, Solar Beam, Absorb, Hypnosis, Reflect, and Leech Seed. From Move Reminder, you can get Growth, and upon evolution, you get Stomp. So same thing for Alolan Exeggutor. 1 Seed Bomb, Psyshock, Woodhammer, Leaf Storm, Mega Drain, Confusion, Synthesis, Bullet Seed, Giga Drain, Extrasensory, Uproar, Worry Seed, Solar Beam, Absorb, Hypnosis, Reflect, and Leech Seed. From the Move Reminder, you get Growth, and upon evolution, you get Dragon Hammer. By TM, we'll skip for Exeggutor. Okay. But because the Alolan Exeggutor is a different type, we will read them. TM1, Takedown, 7 Protect, 12 Low Kick, 16 Psybeam, 18 Thief, 20 Trailblaze, 25 Facade, 28 Bulldoze, 33 Magical Leaf, 41 Stored Power, 44 Dragon Tail, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 54 Psyshock, 56 Bullet Seed, 58 Brick Break, 59 Zen Headbutt, 66 Body Slam, 70 Sleep Talk, 71 Seed Bomb, 74 Reflect, 75 Light Screen, 81 Grass Knot, 84 Stomping Tantrum, 85 Rest, 88 Swords Dance, 92 Imprison, 98 Skill Swap, 99 Iron Head, 103 Substitute, 109 Trick, 111 Giga Drain, 115 Dragon Pulse, 119 Energy Ball, 120 Psychic, 125 Flamethrower, 129 Calm Mind, 130 Helping Hand, 137 Grassy Terrain, 138 Psychic Terrain, 148 Sludge Bomb, 149 Earthquake, 152 Giga Impact, 156 Outrage, 159 Leaf Storm, 161 Trick Room, 163 Hyper Beam, 168 Solar Beam, 169 Jacko Meteor, 171 Terra Blast, 178 Gravity, 181 Knockoff, 191 Uproar, 194 Grassy Glide, 203 Psych Up, 204 Double Edge, 222 Breaking Swipe, 224 Curse, 226 Dragon Cheer, and 228 Psychic Noise. We're skipping by breeding. prior evolution, got nothing for Exeggutor, and Alolan Exeggutor. Side game data for Exeggutor here. All this. Yep. New Pokemon Snap. In the Photodex entry, each of Exeggutor's 3 heads thinks independently, but they get along well with each other. It sleeps among trees on the coast as camouflage for protection. Alolan Exeggutor, got all this. Yep. Evolution data, Execute. Leaf Stone outside of Alola, get that one. Leaf Stone in Alola, you get that one. Sprites here. So yeah, these are also a weird sprite. With the big heads and the small body. Can't really see the proper body size yet. It looks almost like it's gonna be on like all fours. Like that would probably be the impression you'd get. Can't really see the back legs, but yeah, that would be kind of the impression. This one, it's a little bit more obvious that it's 2 legs rather than 4, but this one, yeah, it's like not great. Heads are huge. I guess technically you could have worked with that one, I guess. I don't know, maybe the leaves are a little different. This one gives the proper, proportions, and maybe even the proper leaves. And of course, because it's leaves, we gotta count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, there's probably 7. I probably counted one of these twice, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. It's the same sprite, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. Maybe 8, 9 in the background. I don't know. So then Gen 2. Okay, that seems to just take yellows and colorize it to being more of the proper colors. You got the green and the body here, the brown body, kind of. You can also get green highlights for some reason. Almost making it look like makeup on this one. Okay. So, yeah, so it's going to probably be the same then if that's just a colorized version of that. This one, the shiny, is like this. So this is kind of an orange. This is, I don't know, like a, I don't know, like a green-brown. Okay, so then silvers is different. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Crystals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it seems. Oh, for the back sprite, that's different though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. Okay. Okay, then in Gen 3 here, we get like more proper colorization with it being yellow heads. Got all that. So you can see all the leaves now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So presumably this would be the same since it's just a different perspective of the same image. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So this is still keeps kind of the basic idea of this being orange, this being a slightly different color than that one, different brown, and this being just yellow, I guess. Now, Spire Red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Kind of keeping that, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So maybe 9 is what it is now. Okay. Okay. Then we've got this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it just seems to be 9 going forward here. This is more of a gold body. This seems to be maybe more of a darker brown. Oh, the foot. Yeah, the foot always had like a weird spot on it. It became more obvious in these later ones. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's gonna be the same. So yeah. These are, the leaves are slightly different, particularly in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think. Okay. And we got this one. It's kind of between the two of them, I guess. Full back sprite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. Or 11? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, yeah, 11. Interesting. This might be even a darker orange. Yep. And we got the models here, so pretty good. Pretty good representation. That's more of a yellow, while this is more of a darker orange, maybe like a red orange. And these are much lighter, and probably so is this body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can't really tell. Yeah. The models here. Okay. Now this other than to get the Alola. So I don't even want to begin to count this mess. The one on the back, you get to see the cute little face. I get to see this one, so of course it's going to be basically the same as this one. It's more closer to the actual, like, yellow, the original kind of yellow body that we had, or one of the early ones. Anyway, so that's pretty cool, but this is still the same color. Yep, it might just be the lighting, though. Anyway, so... Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah. For the Let's Go games, it cuts off the head, because in just, like, the default image, because you would have to, like, zoom up, I think. Because it just cuts it off from the original frame, because it's so tall. I think that's hilarious. This is sort of the darker... Yeah, I guess that's still kind of probably the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? I don't know. Okay, then home. So now we get the full image here. So sort of the darker. Yeah, these are the darker of their colors. Not quite the same color, which is interesting. These are also not the same color anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. No, that's only 11. 2, 4. 10. Yeah, 11 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I think, for the Alola. Okay. In the anime, so you get a Alolan Exeggutor and Exeggutor in the anime. You can see how different they are height-wise. That's pretty fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 seems to be about how many leaves there are. Give or take a few. In the Pokedex entries in episode 43 in Ash's Pokedex, Exeggutor, a coconut Pokemon, also known as the Walking Tropical Rainforest. Each coconut has a distinct face and its own character. Its special attack is Hypnosis. In what I assume is Journeys, episode 37, it goes Rotom Phone. Exeggutor, the coconut Pokemon, a grass and psychic type. Exeggutor is known as the Walking Jungle. Its 3 heads can think independently, but since they get along so well, there's never an argument. Same episode for the next one, but it's goes Rotom Phone and the Rotom Pokedex. I did not know they existed simultaneously. Maybe that's like Ash's has the Rotom Pokedex, while Go has the Rotom Phone. I don't know. Exeggutor, the coconut Pokemon, a grass and dragon type. People in Alola claim with pride that this is Exeggutor's true form thanks to the region's pristine environment. Oh, maybe it's both? Maybe he has both of them? I don't know. Pokemon Origins, Exeggutor and Pokemon Origins battling a Dodrio here, I guess. Among a bunch of other Pokemon here. In the manga, so we got Exeggutor in Pokemon Adventures, Alolan Exeggutor in Pokemon Adventures. Yep. Okay, got all this, the TCG. Okay, other appearances, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Alolan Exeggutor appears as a Pokemon summoned from the Pokeball, where it acts as a stage barrier blocking players from crossing over a certain part of the stage for a set period of time. Its neck acts as a wall, so certain characters, such as Greninja, can stick onto it or jump off it. Alolan Exeggutor also appears as a spirit. So you get Alolan Exeggutor in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is fitting. They put it on a very fitting stage in the Animal Crossing universe here. That's Mario, Captain Falcon, and Captain. Trivia, Alolan Exeggutor is the heaviest grass-type Pokemon. 2 of Ash's Pokemon in the anime have evolved after fighting and defeating Exeggutor. Ash's Charmander evolved into Charmeleon after defeating several Exeggutor with some help from Melvin's firepower. Later on, Ash's Krabby evolved into Kingler after defeating Mandy's Exeggutor in the first round of the Indigo Plateau Conference. Exeggutor is Tsunekazu Ishihara's favorite Pokemon. He used it all throughout the debugging and testing of Pokemon Red and Green. Alola Exeggutor was created by Ken Sugimori. Alolan Exeggutor was also the first regional form to be created for Sun and Moon. That makes sense. They talked all about that, it should be the tropical one, the tropical environment. Everybody associates, the palm trees with Hawaii, that, so it makes sense. The artwork for the Japanese Jungle Booster box depicted Exeggutor with an elongated body and no visible legs. So you can see that here, which is really cool that they had like this proto-Alolan one. That's very cool. It's got a Mankey, Dodrio, Vileplume, Pinsir, Seeking. Aside from special badges, Alolan Exeggutor's is the only Mega Badge in the Nintendo Badge Arcade. Exeggutor is a rare example of a Pokemon that is capable of devolution because one of its heads grows too big, falls off, becoming an Exeggcute in the process. Exeggcute and Cantonian Exeggutor are the only Psychic-type Pokemon in the Grass Egg group. Alolan Exeggutor was the first Alolan form to be officially revealed. I remember that. I remember watching that little trailer, because they had to, right? Because it's a palm tree. Everyone associates that, and they have the big palm tree, and it's fun. Exeggutor is the only Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to have both its original form and regional form appear in the same Pokedex, with both forms appearing in the Blueberry Pokedex. Design variations. Main article variant Pokemon Exeggcute and Exeggutor. The number of heads Exeggutor has used to vary in earlier media. Exeggutor is depicted with an extra head on its back in every Core Series game up until Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. In its Pokedex entry for Crystal, it stated that living in a good environment makes it grow lots of heads. In the early seasons of the anime, it was occasionally depicted with more than 3 heads, often distributed in a ring around its torso rather than just on the front. The march of the Exeggutor squad and Exeggutor's leaves are cut, revealing 5 heads. Additionally, official game art during this period also depicted Exeggutor with its heads distributed around its body, though not exceeding 3 heads. However, from Fire Red and Leaf Green onwards, Exeggutor is consistently depicted with 3 heads on the front and none on the back across official media. So you can see Exeggutor with 5 heads in the March of the Exeggutor squad. Origin. Exeggutor appears to be based on a coconut tree or desert palm tree and possibly the Japanese monster Jinmenju, a tree that grows human heads that are always smiling. It may also be inspired by a yucca plant with its bulky trunk and blade-like leaves. It may also draw inspiration from Buddhist asuras, 3-headed demigods whose faces are sometimes said to each express one of the emotions of joy, anger, and sorrow. This quality is also reflected in other Pokemon Dodrio. Exeggutor's psychic type may come from the idea of telepathy. I'm a little confused by the wording here. Feel like it should probably say something like the idea of its telepathy or something, because just generally bringing up telepathy doesn't make a ton of sense. I think that's not like a thing that plants have or something. Alolan Exeggutor more closely resembles a coconut tree or tropical palm tree. Its dragon type may be a reference to the Dracanae genus of trees. It may also be a pun inspired by the Coca, a dragon whose name shares the same origins as the word coconut. Its dramatically larger size may also reference island gigantism. Name origin, Exeggutor may be a combination of egg and an executor. Very likely, yes. Nasi may be a combination of kokonatsu, coconuts, and yashi, palm trees. In other languages, related articles, references, external links to Alolan forums. Yeah, let's move on.
Since I've already watched Exeggutor's first scene in the anime in the Ninetales video, let's watch its second.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today, we are watching episode 40, The Battling Eevee Brothers. In this episode, Ash Ketchum, the main character, and his traveling companions, Brock and Misty, have found an abandoned Eevee in the woods and have brought it to this mansion's garden party, where a bunch of Pokemon that evolve via evolution stones have been evolved. This is presumably one of the Eevee brothers from the title. Yeah, he's gonna make an announcement, and we'll see next. Yeah.
Good work.
There's the
Now that we've
Exeggutor
seen
in
a
the
round of
background.
evolution, how
We got
about comparing attacks,
Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon.
Eevee? Huh?
Hey.
Eevee!
Okay, interesting. That was Exeggutor's second scene in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's talk about the TCG. I have one Exeggutor card, and it's a non-Alolan Exeggutor.
It's the first Exeggutor card design. It was illustrated by Kikamaru Himino. I like the design. I like seeing Exeggutor relaxing. I like the sunset. I like the weird crab that isn't a Pokemon as of June 2024. I like that it shows audiences who aren't familiar with this kind of palm tree that it is one. Now we know that this is an Exeggutor on vacation in an area that has tall palm trees and not one that lives there. At least it didn't evolve there anyway, since we know that Exeggcute in areas with tall palm trees become Alolan Exeggutor. It has 80 HP, 30 more than its contemporary Exeggcute. It's 6'7" and 265 pounds, which is 0.4 pounds heavier than its weight in the official Pokedex. Next to the weight is the jungle expansion symbol. Exeggutor has 2 moves, Teleport and Big Explosion. I can't believe Exeggutor is the Pokemon that is causing me to have to explain Teleport, but sure. In the video games, Teleport is a psychic type move introduced in Gen 1. For the most part, it really works in wild battles with some exceptions, due to how trainer battles work. The basic idea is that a Pokemon, particularly a wild Pokemon, uses this to leave a battle. In Gen 1 through 6 and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, this move could be used outside of battle to teleport to the last Pokemon Center or the player's house in Gen 4 if that was visited more recently than a Pokemon Center. On this card, it costs 1 psychic energy and allows you to switch Exeggutor with a Pokemon on your bench. Big Explosion is not a move from the video games. On this card, it costs 1 of any energy. This is exactly like Execute's direct hit bomb, except now it does 20 times the heads the player gets. Exeggutor is weak to fire type for double damage. It has no resistance, which is weird, but I already talked about that yesterday, so I won't bring it up here. It costs 3 of any energy to retreat. Its description reads, Legend has it that on rare occasions, one of its heads will drop off and continue on as an Exeggute. This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Leaf Green. It makes sense that this particular wording was used in those games, since it seems to be established at this point that this is how they reproduce. It's level 35.
I don't have a Cubone card, so the next Pokemon with a card I'll be talking about is Coughing. Now let's see why people love Exeggutor. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, might be wondering why we're on this single image. That's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. So this is Exeggutor by J.R. Coffrin III. So it's this cool, looks like a poster maybe for a horror movie. Exeggutor by J.R. Coffrin. And I got a Facebook here. So it's this, yeah, kind of very much monster-like. That's, I suppose, very intentional. And it looks like they're maybe jumping on this trainer here, or I don't know, they're shocking this trainer or something. Yeah, and you got the 3 heads, they're like skulls, which is very clever, if you want to make it like a monster. Yep, that's it, so let's move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I've talked about Snorlax before I can evolve Exeggute into Exeggutor. As for Alolan Exeggutor, I'll have to wait until I've talked about the Gen 7 Pokemon to get back to that one. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Cubone. As always, this is my proper outfit and you'll see me tomorrow.